welcome everybody to another edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline at the Fairway Grille, right here at 1530 Hamilton Road on the Cool Springs facility. It's an amazing place. This is our third show here. We're trying to get more people to come out. We've got guests coming up from Cool Springs, and a friend of ours walked in, wanted to see the show, so Bill's going to be a guest on the show. Jeff Ellis, the golf pro's busy, putting in 17-hour days, so he couldn't make it up here and do some talking with Al Levine, the talking machine. That's who I am. Smoking Jim Frazier's my co-host. He's an NFL scout, Steelers scout, boxing announcer, TV announcer, radio announcer, you name it. He's also a model of scouts. There's always sweeties for Jimmy, and I don't know, he didn't bring any sweeties out here tonight, so we might have to discuss that. We start our show with What's on Your Mind. We have a sponsor for that. It's 7 miles down the road, Skeets Lewandowski Service Station. Skeets Service Station right past Tracks, Mineral Beach. He works on cars. Anything that runs on gas, he can fix it. I've seen him work on lawnmowers, cars, tractors, motorcycles, boats, you name it. Check it out. He's a sponsor of What's on Your Mind, and we're going to start the show right now. Smoking Jim Frazier, what's on your mind?
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green,
just don't break it.
You got to see Levine. Appreciate everybody coming out tonight. Another subpar NFL Hall of Fame class just went in. As I look around the room, I'm not sure how many people in here remember the great Andy Russell. Andy Russell was a linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Andy Russell was the first piece to the steel curtain puzzle. Andy Russell's a two-time Super Bowl champion. He's a 7-time Pro Bowler. Andy Russell never missed a game due to injury, not in high school, not in college, not in the NFL. Andy Russell left the Pittsburgh Steelers for 2 years in the prime of his career to serve his country as a second lieutenant in the U.S. Army overseas. Andy Russell played in the era where this country was more important than sports. Alan Faneca, Bill Cowher, L.C. Greenwood, Hines Ward, Heath Miller, Troy Polamalu all deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Donnie Shell, 4-time Super Bowl champion, 5-time Pro Bowler. His 51 career interceptions is still #1 in the NFL for strong safeties. It's time to make the call to get more Steelers into the Hall.
Thanks, Smoking Jim. Somebody will have to tell me what you said, since I'm getting hard of hearing with all that yelling. We were trying to do a mic test. You wouldn't do it. I guess the mic works now. And some people say we have too many Steelers in the Hall. I'm not one of those people. That's not what's on my mind. I appreciate you saying that. I don't know why there aren't more Steelers in there. Maybe you can answer. Nah, forget about it. I don't want to hear any more yelling. What's on my mind is All-Star games. I kept my streak alive, Smoking Jim. I haven't watched an NBA All-Star, football All-Star, but I watched the baseball All-Stars. The only legitimate game that's played is an All-Star. And I happened to be watching some ESPN, and they told me they had a score of 192 to 182. And then they had a guy that shot 39 times in 31 minutes, and he scored 52 points. He has a unibrow, and he was the MVP. And then they told me that he had like 19 layups. So I'm glad I missed that All-Star game. Oh, but I'm glad I heard the highlight that KD and Westbrook played for 82 seconds. That was the highlight of ESPN today. So that's what's on my mind. I kept the streak alive, got to hear all the great details, and got to share that with you. We're going to bring up some guests here. I had 4 guests scheduled. Two, I didn't hear replies from, or one I heard a reply. He was supposed to get back to me. Jeff Ellis, the golf pro, is a legend here in this area from South Hills Country Club and running Cool Springs. Has been too busy each day. He told me how busy he is with the warm weather. He doesn't have his full crew here yet, and he's out here working 17 hours. He's going to get Smoking Jim to hit golf balls one of these days. We'll do it on air. We got that highlight since you're using your golf baseball swing. And he is an NFL scout, so we'll check that out. I know this is your first interview. Just look towards the light, and if you squint a little bit, just tell your family that Al Levine, the talking machine, made me do it.
All right.
So you'll be good. The hardest question I have for you, I think that mic should be on.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. So could you tell everybody what your name is, including a last name?
Yeah, sure. My name's Zach Petro. I work here at Cool Springs over at the sports complex as one of the
Hold
personal
it. You're
trainers.
filling in for a guy.
Oh,
Where is
sorry.
Brandon?
Brandon is our membership coordinator over at Cool Springs. He's been on your show before. Real nice guy, but
He's an excellent guy. I enjoyed our conversations.
for sure.
And
Real
he
nice
helps
guy.
with memberships for the whole facility. So he tells me how busy he is. And look, he can't even make it right across the street here for us.
Hey, he's a busy guy.
All right. You got him covered. Where did you grow up?
Grew up in Ford City, small town, middle of Armstrong County, about an hour east of here.
I know where it's at. I've been there. Smoking Jim may know. What high school did you go to?
Kiski area. Moved there in junior high. Graduated from Kiski. It's a little closer here, a little north of Greensburg.
He may know somebody once he's done chewing. He's got the mac and cheese. Victor, the owner, told us he has a special mac and cheese. So he said, hey, talking machine, whatever you want in there, get it. So I put in sausage and bacon. Figured I'd try something different.
That was probably real good.
It is good. It's the third time that I've eaten it. And Smoking Jim's a simple man. He goes, I'll take some of that.
Oh, it looks good. I hope he enjoys it.
It is. And come on out here. They have specials. They got drink specials, food specials, the Fairway Grille. It's a great place to be, and we're happy to be doing another show here. We're doing shows the third Monday of the month. So when Brandon can't make it again, we may see you, Zach.
Hey, sounds good to me. Happy to fill in.
Now, did you play sports?
Yes, baseball, basketball, football. Baseball is by far.
What sport didn't you play? No.
Just those three. A little bit of boxing, but I didn't compete. So.
Well, we
don't
do
really
a lot
count
of, we announce boxing. We do
Oh,
Golden
nice.
Gloves. We're
That's
all
awesome.
over the area. We do that.
That's awesome.
We just did fights at the Brownson House in Washington, PA.
Okay, nice.
They were supposed to have 8 fights. They had 15. It was a 4-hour show.
That's
we
awesome.
we had to split it into a double feature. Part
That's
1 and
awesome.
Part 2. It's been showing on Facebook, and it's been on YouTube. All our shows, all 400 plus of our shows are on YouTube. So you're YouTube famous, and you'll be on Wednesday night. This show will be on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock to 8 on Verizon 32 in Bethel Park and the surrounding area, all the way in from Cranberry and Wexford.
Is Coach Dilt still around?
Oh, yeah.
I told you he'd know somebody.
He's more of a helping out now. He's not the head coach, but he's still famous in Kiski.
He's famous to Smoking Jim Frazier. He kept his streak alive. All right, well, we got this covered on when the show will be on. It'll be on 5 times in the next week, Verizon 32, and only Comcast 7 in Bethel. Got a lot of fans in Bethel Park, but Comcast split the area up where it's only Comcast 7 in Bethel Park. And if you're out of Bethel Park, you got to watch it on Verizon 32. It's everywhere, city of Pittsburgh. Like I said, all the way up to Cranberry, Wexford, and all points in between, even from Nemacolin. We got some people, a friend of mine called me up, was criticizing the show on what we should do and some ideas he had. And I said, where are you at, Bob? In Baldwin. He goes, no, you know I live in Nemacolin. So he saw our show in Nemacolin, and he's a fan of the show, criticizing and critiquing the talking machine. So let's get into this interview right now. Now, you played baseball, football, basketball, and some boxing. Did I listen?
Yep, that was good. That was right.
So far, so good?
So far, so good.
What was your favorite sport?
Baseball, by far, easily.
What position did you play?
Second base, shortstop, a little bit of outfield, but
So you had some speed.
A little bit, and
Good
candy
hand,
arm,
good-
so second base.
Good
mainly.
hand and eye coordination then?
I like to think so.
That sounds good. Could you hit the ball?
Yeah, a little power, but solid contact. Singles, doubles, walks.
Well, somebody has to do that.
Yeah.
You know, baseball's not just about the long ball, even though the girls like the long
Chicks
ball.
dig the long ball, but, someone's got to hit singles, right?
And you look in pretty good shape. So where'd you go to college?
Yeah, sure. I went to Slippery Rock University for exercise science. Smoking Jim doesn't seem to like that answer.
He has some issues with schools. Like, his school was legendary back in the day, Gateway High School, because they recruit and they book kids and people in their neighborhoods. Well, then they started falling on hard times. They dropped a couple classes, and they're still recruiting. So I'm against that type of stuff, and he tries to go back to those heydays. So, and he did go to Cal U.
Okay, it's one of Slippery Rock's rivals.
Yeah, so that he gets these bad blood issues, like in boxing matches. There's two kids. You'll appreciate this. He talks about bad blood. There's two kids, 9 years old, just started fighting. He goes, "Hey, talking machine, do you think they got some bad blood in the ring?" I go, "No, I think they'll hug each other when they're done." He goes, "They're hitting each other pretty good." One kid's nose is bleeding. I was right after it. They hugged each other because it's Golden Gloves. It's about the kids and the performances.
Yeah, at age 9, I don't know about.
Well, he says it about
that.
12-year-olds too. I've raised kids and they may get a little attitude then around at 12, but they shook hands and hugged after their fights too.
12, 13, that's where you need to take it maybe a little more seriously, not hug after a fight.
But he's talking
If you want
bad
to do the
blood.
pre-fight, like, glove tap,
he's
that's
talking-
cool, but hugging after, I don't know.
But he's talking this bad blood between the kids. I mean, why can't we all get along? So what, you get hit
Yeah,
in
at
the face?
9, that's cool. 12, that's where I draw the
Got
line.
to start drawing the line.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's boxing after all.
Did you play any sports in college?
I did not. That's where I boxed for a little bit, but I didn't actually fight. So, yes and no boxing there. But high school
glad I
where
got that out of
my
you.
athletic career really ended.
Oh, that's good. And then what did you take up in college? Because you got to explain this to Smoking Jim. He got like 10 or 12 degrees. Like there was basket weaving, general studies, General Tso chicken, all these different things that tied into it. Me, I'm uneducated. I never made it to college, but I read books. So I've had to teach myself.
Hey, a lot of times that's better than college itself.
Well, thank you, but it's hard working with them on some of these things, so I have to bring them out up front.
But yeah, I went to Slippery Rock for exercise science, minored in sport management. Got a good background on the science part of exercise science. And then when I started interning, that's where you actually learn how to coach. And
Did you intern here?
not at Cool Springs, actually at a facility about a mile down the road called Iron City Elite. It's a sports performance
I just
gym.
interviewed them.
Really?
Yeah, Jeremy's great.
Jeremy is one of my favorite people in the world.
We just, 2 weeks ago, we did a show at Hollywood Lanes. Jeremy was there, and Mark Norkowitz, his physical therapy guy that has
Okay,
some digital
yes.
stuff that he does. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he watched the show so he could answer the questions a lot more intelligently. Mm-hmm. At least that's what I
Jeremy is
told him.
fantastic.
Jeremy was great.
Super knowledgeable.
Great guest. Still plays hockey, he told me.
Coaches hockey.
Yeah, great athlete, great shape, great facility. Bethel Park, the mayor of Bethel Park interviewed them on some show that they did. And my director, Dave Cable, who puts out this show, said, I might have 2 guests for you. And Jeremy was one of them. He was a great guest.
Jeremy's fantastic. He taught me so much about strength and conditioning that I feel like I'm forever indebted to him because he really got me going.
You are.
Yes, I am.
There's no doubt. They have a nice facility. They're
Beautiful
growing it.
facility.
Yeah, it's right on Route 88 next to the Flag Factory.
Yes. Yep.
See, I know the location. And it's just a small world. How did you get up to Cool Springs? That's what I need to know.
Right, so coming up on a year ago, I was doing some personal training downtown and needed a day job. So perused online, came across Cool Springs job posting, went in the next day for an interview, and on the spot got hired. So that kind of worked out.
You must be pretty sharp.
I like to think so.
Well, to get hired like that, and they're
It
doing
worked out.
this facility, 174,000 square foot building. It's the largest building they could put in. They have a FIFA regulation soccer field. Now, I remember this stuff because I don't just talk, I listen. So how'd I do?
Pretty good, pretty
Okay,
good. We also have 2 basketball courts that serve as volleyball courts. Our fitness center has...
We got to get Smoking Jim there. He can't believe the size of it. He's never been there. He's been here.
Okay, you got to check out the courts sometime.
He won't walk a quarter block to the facility. You know, because I heard about anti-gravity machines. We're going to talk to JR about some of that stuff and cryogenics and whatever else. We got Bill Chris is here. We'll talk about he gets frozen all the time and different things like that. But he won't walk down there and check it out.
Oh, that's just being lazy. We can't accept that.
Well, I'm working on getting him there. Maybe we can set up some date or something.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely.
I'll take him one-on-one.
Would you?
Yeah.
Wow.
He may have the post game on me, but I can shoot from the outside.
I don't know. He was a speedster, a sprinter, 220, 100, and he got into powerlifting, and he kept his speed. Now, I haven't verified any of this stuff.
I'll still take him.
All right, I just wanted to give you a little background, but
I'm not afraid.
He's been an athlete his whole life. So you get the job at Cool Springs.
Mm-hmm.
What is the job that you actually have there?
Right, so my title is personal trainer. I'd say half my clients are just general population, people that just want to get fit, be healthy.
Well, tell them what facility
athletes
that you have, like right there. As you walk in, there's an entrance.
Right, we have our front desk is our fitness center.
Now you help out there.
Right, that's where
Did I
mainly
good
train
guess?
people. Yeah,
Okay.
We're good so far.
All right. I was a little nervous.
It's a little more than a year old. Pretty much everything is a year old, so everything's pretty new.
It's sort of like brand new.
Yeah. We have 3 squat racks, 2 dumbbell racks, benches, a ton of cardio equipment.
He's going to want the benches.
We have 2 of them. Help yourself. You'll have to fight the gym bros for it sometimes, but they're nice.
Well, he likes to come in at odd hours. What time of the day do you open up?
Open at 5:30 a.m. During the week, and then on the weekends we open at 7.
Well, he doesn't sleep much, so 5:30 would probably be easy.
That's when I'm there, so we'll have to make that happen too.
Wow, I can't wait to hear how this date goes. He goes to other gyms like LA Fitness and places like that. How do you compare?
You can't.
Thank you.
The culture at Cool Springs, I'd say, is a notch above an LA Fitness type gym. But I might be a little biased there.
Well, you are. I met your owner, Brian Shanahan, who's a great guy.
Yes.
The
Brian's
vision he
fantastic.
had for this, I met him. We did an interview. Handy Andy interviewed him. Dave Cable was there. I was on some camera, did some camera work. Just what he talked about and his vision and the step-by-step process. Now they even have houses right next to the facility. He was talking about that. Now they're there.
Yeah.
There's shops that are going to be there. There's going to be a restaurant down below. Need I go on?
No, I think you covered it. Brian's always thinking 2-3 years ahead. What I really like about him is that he's able to walk that fine line between being the boss and making sure people listen to him,
He's a great
but also being a cool
businessman.
guy.
He's a great businessman. He's a cool guy. He's a visionary.
Yes,
And
for sure.
What he says, he's backing up. So that's a great guy to work for, I think.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Greets everyone when he comes in the door, knows everyone by their first name, gets to know people. But at the same time, he makes it known that he's the boss, and it's nice. I like
Well,
him.
he should be. Look at the facility he put
I mean,
up.
yeah,
He moved
yeah.
more dirt than anything in the world, the dirt that he moved. And he talks about that. It's an amazing facility. Just 174,000 square foot building amazes me, let alone having a FIFA regulation field there that's busy.
Yeah, we have a lot of soccer teams that play out of it, and then when they're not on the field, a lot of people come up for a day pass and throw football, hit baseballs, play soccer. So it gets a lot of use.
You do a lot with baseball. I know JR's boss, Frank, at AHN, does baseball clinics that he has going on all the time, and we've talked some baseball. I'm a baseball guy. I used to pitch, so anything you can do to help my arm here after all these years, we could work on that.
I think JR and Frank can hook you up with that. I think that's
Wait
their
till we get
specialty.
JR on. He may start limbering me up.
Maybe. Let's do it.
You never know what happens. So what's your day look like each day when you come in here? I want people to get a feel for, you're a young guy. How old are you?
25.
All right. You're doing this job. You got in. What do you do?
Right, so during the week and Saturdays as well, I open up the facility, make sure everything's good to go in the morning. And then after my desk shift is up, have lunch, and then I'll train clients in the afternoon. Like I said, kind of a mix between general population.
Do you have clients that ask for you? That's how they become your clients? Or is it people that they have come to the facility and they're working out on their own, and then they want to hit another level and they need help?
Kind of both. Some people come in day one, they want to train right away. Other people kind of hit a plateau, they want some professional help. But we have a really good system amongst us trainers where we have 3 of us with 3 different specialties. And so when someone comes in saying what they're looking for, we'll pass them off to the trainer that best fits their goals.
You got me all pumped up to get my man in shape here.
Yeah, we got to make it happen.
What number do they call you? What number does he call you?
Right, so our main number is 412-881-8500.
Who does he ask for?
Ask for Brandon.
Okay. We'll still keep it that way. It sounds like a plan.
Yeah, it works for me.
Well, I appreciate it. I've been picking your brain with some knowledge here and information. And what do you think of this Fairway Grille up here as a facility?
I like it a lot. This is my second time here. Watched the Steeler game here a few months ago. Had my fair share of Jameson at the bar. Really impressed with the ambiance. This seems this is how a sports bar should look and feel.
How about that big screen?
And we can't
there?
beat that TV there. TV's everywhere.
You can't.
The 2 on the ends are very impressive.
I keep looking over there. There's TV screens everywhere.
Yeah, they're nice.
3 at the bar, 1 over here, and 1 huge one.
It was a fun place to watch a Steeler game, too. A lot of fans here. It was fun.
I bet. A lot of fans at Bethel Park. And they can watch this show on Verizon 32 and Comcast 7 Wednesday night, 7 o'clock to 8. Get near a TV, and you'll see Zach on the air answering these questions. You did a great job. Thank you. We'll have to have you back again. If Brandon can't make it, you definitely can be on.
Hey, sounds good to me.
What is your name?
My name is J.R. Leonardi. Toughest question of the night, right?
Yeah.
I think I got it right.
You know what? I know a Leonardi at the bottom like a Maytide. It's a car dealership.
We're the only Leonardis we know in Pittsburgh, yeah.
I'm just checking because everybody in Pittsburgh knows somebody else.
My family's from New Kensington. Arnold there. Yeah, the Nicastros.
What is the name?
The Nicastros.
Nicastros.
There's a big construction company up there.
I know Nicastros right from Bethel Park. It's
Told
close.
you, the South Hills people, man, they all know each other.
They just congregate here.
That's right.
You called it. Speaking of that, where did you grow up at?
I grew up in the city. I grew up in Stanton Heights, which is a neighborhood over by Highland Park.
We know those areas. We know the area.
Do you?
Yeah.
Garfield Gators.
That's right. I'm right next to Garfield.
They're legendary, the Garfield Gators.
Yeah.
We've had them on our show. They're undefeated. Smoking Jim, he's my right-hand man. I call him like my Ed McMahon. But he actually interviews thousands of people.
Yeah.
And on this show, he doesn't interview anybody.
No, he just yells, apparently.
Well, he yells, he laughs, like Ed McMahon.
Right.
You know, for me, and I respect that. And there's all these people that he has on shows and those throughout the city that love him. I mean, look at the innocent baby-faced smile that he has.
It changes quick when he opens his mouth, though, when he starts yelling. That 5 minutes what's on your mind.
You are too sharp for the show. And notice he didn't write any of that down. That was all the top of his head.
Yep. And it was good. It was quick, too. No pauses,
I've
no
heard
breaks,
some.
nothing.
I've heard some of these before. Over 5 years, there is some repetitiveness.
There's got to be a few.
Well, I'll give you one example, and then we'll go into your interview.
No problem.
Yeah, I just have to because he just makes it easy to make fun of him.
Some people are just built that way.
Well, that's true. When the Steelers are rebuilding, which I'm one of the few people in sports that recognize they rebuild and have to reload because they have players that got slow, retired, etc.
Sure.
Then they bring other players that are slower, can't play as well, and they're rebuilding. Then they blame coaches, etc. So Smoking Jim goes, Steelers don't want to be great. They just want to be 8-8. Now, can you imagine hearing that for 16 weeks?
Yeah, I can imagine.
And I'm a patient man.
Yeah.
I truly am a patient man. And then the next year, you know, they're still rebuilding, and I'm talking about rebuilding, and they win a few games. They got lucky, and, you know, they look like they were going to come out of it. And then we hear the Steelers don't want to be great. They just want to be 8-8. Has to finish a season. So I go, hey, Smoking Jim, can you come up with a new line? I got they don't want to be great, just 8-8.
Right.
He goes, no, that's what I come up with.
That's what I got. Sticks.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
So now you grew up in Stanton Heights near Garfield where they're undefeated in football. I got the coach finally to come on the show.
Okay.
Undefeated coach,
Yeah.
legendary.
Yeah.
What's Smoke and Jim even say? Not much. And they're best friends.
Right, of course.
So we're leading up to you. What sports did you play growing up?
I played a lot growing up.
What did you play?
Yeah. Specifically in high school, I was mainly baseball and swimming. Never got into football.
Wow, what a combination.
I kind of regret it. Yeah, kind of regret not getting into
You
football,
got
but
size
baseball
for
and swimming.
You got size for football.
I got
Probably got good hands too.
decent hands. I'd like to think so, but
I'm trying to give a compliment.
thank you. I appreciate it.
So you're a swimmer. Did you set any records?
No records.
What kept you doing it then?
Well, I was good at it, and I was always told it was good for baseball to keep your shoulder healthy. That was about all the strength and conditioning I did.
And we
for
need
baseball.
those shoulders healthy because you slipped up and you told me you were a pitcher.
That's right.
And
I
a
was.
right-handed pitcher. I said, why couldn't you be a left-handed pitcher? What all dads pray for.
If I was left-handed, I might not be sitting here right now. I'd probably still be playing baseball
Well,
somewhere.
here, I'll make a bet with you. I know you wouldn't be sitting here. A left-handed pitcher. Come on, man.
Yep.
That's what they look for. All you got to do is throw that curveball, get it near the plate. It doesn't even have to be over the plate.
Nowadays, you can come in and, as a left-handed pitcher and face one batter, and you're done. You did your job.
And make about $5 million.
Yeah.
And then okay, you go to college.
Yeah.
Where
yeah.
at?
University of Pittsburgh. I got recruited by Joe Giordano, the head coach there, and I stayed in-house. I was also considering
you're a Pitt
Winthrop.
guy?
Yeah. I was considering Winthrop down south, but they got thrown out pretty quick. I was a Pitt guy through and through. My mom and dad both went to Pitt. My sister went to Pitt.
That's a
I had to go
family
to
thing.
Pitt.
We
That's
got
right.
it with JR.
That's right.
All right, so you did 4 years there.
5 years.
5 years?
5
you were on the
years.
5-year plan.
I redshirted my sophomore year with a shoulder injury.
Oh.
Kind of undiagnosed, but I missed the whole season.
That's a nightmare.
So I used my 5th year of eligibility through the NCAA to do grad school at Pitt as well. So,
good for you.
That's right.
You
5 years. 5 years
good
of baseball.
use out of it.
Right. 5 years of baseball. 2 degrees later, here I am.
Well, we were talking about you were close to the basketball team.
Yeah.
So I mentioned Steve Adams because he caught my eye the 1 year he was here, parlayed that with 10, 11 kids.
Right.
And now he signed a multi-million-dollar contract because he did it the old-fashioned way. He worked hard at it.
Right. Exactly.
What an athlete.
He was. He was a very good guy. We spent the one summer he was here, we spent working out together with our strength coach Tim Belts.
There you go.
Who
There's
was with
a
the
nice
men's
name.
basketball team at the time. And yeah, I like to think I don't keep in touch with Steve, but I'd like to think he'd still know who I was because I was a junior or senior at that point. So I did a lot of pushing him, and I'd like to think I had a little bit of an impact on his career. But so maybe if he's watching Bethel Park TV and sees my face, I'll remember.
Wednesday night, you could tell all your family and friends,
right.
even in the city, if they have Verizon. A lot of them got Comcast, I understand.
My dad has Dish, so I'll have to see
He's
if he
in
gets
trouble.
it or not.
You have
I
to
know.
go with something they have the internet.
I have Verizon, and I have a DVR, so I'll record it, send it out to all my
7
family
o'clock to 8.
on Wednesday.
Yes.
Got it.
Wednesday night. You'll be there.
That's right. That's right.
You'll be hearing yourself talk like this.
I know. Someone told me I have a good voice for radio, so I guess I'll
Who
find
told
out
you
while
that?
I'm listening. Actually, a client of ours at AHN,
Get
DJ
out.
Mariano, golfer. That's what he said, so we'll see.
We'll have to get him on the show.
You know,
we got to get some more people.
He'd be a good guy to get.
I'm looking for more guests because some of these.
There you go. Some people
some
don't
of
show
these
up.
managers don't show up.
Too busy.
They're all good.
Yeah, that's right.
They're too good.
They're good
in
at their
demand.
jobs. Yeah.
All right, so now you go to Pitt. You graduate in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
So.
What did you do?
For my undergraduate and graduate programs, we had to do internships. So my undergraduate internship was with Robert Morris. Came back to school, went to Pitt. My graduate internship I did with Frank. He was a presenter regularly in our graduate
He had his
classes
own
at Pitt.
business.
He did, called Vesla 360 up in Cranberry, which I believe is still there.
I think he said he still has that entity. I'm not sure.
Okay. That I don't know. I can't comment on that one. But
We won't go there.
Right. So I started an internship with him there. Like you said, worked my butt off and got hired on as a part-time coach. Worked my way up to a full-time coach, and then when he came over to Allegheny Health
And what do you
Network,
do as a coach?
So we coach actually strength. My title is a strength and conditioning specialist. So our job is
Guess
to
what? You guys are like tuned in with my
right.
man. We got
That's
Zach.
right.
Now we got you.
That's right. So basically, you know, our on the very top level of what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to make people healthier, make them stronger, teach them how to move properly, that kind of
Sure.
stuff. But the underlying...
Frank's a heck of a teacher, too.
He is. He's a very good teacher, and that goes a long way.
We started picking his brain the last show.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit of a health nut. We're getting the healthy things. I drink green tea, 6 to 12 cups a day.
He's a big green tea guy.
He doesn't drink enough. I told him you got to drink at least 3 cups.
Yeah. You're telling the health professional how to drink green tea, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
That's right.
Now you got it. I'm
the talking machine.
I'm a lay person. I got these facts. It helps you lose weight, helps your body functions.
You're not wrong.
Take some D3, helps your health. Every cell has it. We're up in the north. You don't get that sun like I do in the summertime.
That's
Need
right.
the D3. We were talking stuff like that. Different nutrition. I take coconut oil. We were talking about doing.
You're right. You are kind of a health nut.
We were doing a bunch of these things. So
I'm impressed.
We started to dig deep. That's why I was taking you down the same path.
That works.
Seeing
for me.
how you handled it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Your amazement works. We'll give him 2 more minutes.
No problem.
No, I'm kidding you.
Yeah.
I don't have the timer on you right now.
That's all right.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
You're doing well. You've answered the questions.
Thank you. That's what you said.
Hopefully you gave the right answers.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll hear from Frank
right,
tomorrow.
so-
Hey, listen to it.
Well-
No good. Don't go back over there.
So you're working. You got in with AHN, which is at Cool Springs.
Yeah.
Has a second floor. I know all the things they have there.
Yeah.
Chiro, you name it,
Right,
the machines, state-of-the-art machines, computers. You got everything up there.
Right. So we have all the basics.
What do you
that we
do
need.
with it?
We have the basics of the gym. You know, we take people through what we call strength and conditioning programs. Okay, whether they're athletes, runners, general public, older individuals, youth, doesn't matter what it is. We customize every program to that person. That's right. So bench press.
He breaks the mold.
Right? Yeah.
He loves the press.
Yeah. Bench press, squat, whatever you want to do.
He's like
we can
James
do it.
Harrison.
Yeah. Overhead pressing 135 with a barbell, right?
He can do it.
Right. But then we have our specialty pieces, the pieces that we think kind of set us apart from your standard gym.
Tell me a couple.
I will. So one is the Alter G anti-gravity treadmill.
We've heard about it.
Yeah.
Because he weighs, I estimate, over 300 some pounds. So
we can make you weigh less than 50 in there.
Well, no,
That's what we can do.
that's way too much. I asked Frank if he could take him down to about 130,
We
buck
can do
30.
that. Yeah.
Because then at that rate, then he's like a marathon runner.
That's right.
And
Just-
then
just
he'll
give
be
him a little
on
glimpse.
Yes, and then he'll be on that anti-gravity machine putting in 5-10 miles.
Right.
A session.
Easy.
A session.
Easy. The
That's
weight will
how-
come right off.
You know what? That's how I'm looking at it.
That's right. There you go.
I'm glad we're on the same page. Didn't take you much to get up to speed.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. So you have the anti-gravity.
That we use for injuries or for runners who need to log some miles without putting stress on their joints.
He needs that.
That's right.
He's stressed right now sitting here.
His 5 minutes in the spotlight are up there. He can just cruise now. Sit back and relax.
You got his style. Unbelievable. They're starting to catch on, Smoking Jim. We're going to have you. Why don't you ask JR a question?
Talk about the Morningside Bulldogs, buddy.
Wow, the Morningside. That was actually where I played baseball growing up, was down in Morningside. I actually left my Stanton Heights team to go play for Morningside because they were better.
Thanks for asking that question. Smoking Jim's one of the best interviewers that you ever have. He's interviewed Mike Tyson. He's interviewed Roger Goodell. They're
Big
friends.
names,
They're
big
friends of
names.
his.
Yeah.
But he doesn't tell
hard not to
anybody
be.
about it. Well, look at that
He's
smile.
humble. He's humble.
Look at
That's
that
all.
smile. That's
know.
all I can say. That disarms them all. We won't even talk about the Sweeties for Jimmy photos that he has all over Facebook. He has this idea, like, I'm new to Facebook. Been about 5 years I've been on it. Had some success. Put up photos. Keep people interested. My man has photos like you cannot believe. Him and all these beautiful models, ring card girls, because he goes, hey, talking machine, can you take a photo? Who is getting a photo now?
Right.
So we do it. Now, he has thousands of photos, all different women. So the last year, he starts putting up in his profile pic, some reason he discovered this on Facebook, that he changes it every day. Now, by your laughter, whether you're on Facebook or not, I'm not sure. You're 25.
I'll friend you.
Okay, you can friend me. I'll give you a card.
Thank you. There we go.
Then you can see
I was
it.
just on Facebook reading about the show before I came on. I had to educate myself a little bit. That's right.
I appreciate that.
It's an interviewing technique, right?
Yes. I don't know how I did or if I stayed up to speed with that, but I do my best. But I do listen. So he's putting all these profile pics daily.
Yeah.
I go, Smoking Jim, what are you doing? Put up one pic, leave it up a week or so, you get likes. He goes, wow, some of them are liking them a lot and all this other stuff. I go, what are you even thinking that you're putting up a new pic every day? I just want to still see if they like me.
Every day, got to check.
I go,
gotta check in.
We just saw 2 or 3 of them in the past week. They said, you're the greatest.
There you, so he's got the recipe right
He's
there.
trying to get the reinforcement on a daily basis when he's already got it naturally. And then we go to boxing at the Brownson House. I had a guest on that wrote the only boxing book about Pittsburgh, exclusively about Pittsburgh. It's Douglas Kavanaugh. Great interview I had with him. He lives out in California, become friends. Long story short, I asked him questions. He answered.
Yeah.
So here one of his friends, Tim Davis, like me, who Smoking Jim has a picture with Colleen Davis, who's a boxer, blonde-haired boxer. And his dad, Tim Davis, loves both of us. So we meet him at the Brownson House. He said, I'm so glad I could meet you guys. I said, excuse me, Smoking Jim has to get a picture with your daughter. And he goes, hey, Hal, she loves Smoking Jim. I go, there you go, Smoking Jim. I'll get that photo for you. So before the boxing, she ended up getting beat by another girl, Alexa, who's been on our show. She was on our show also. Tough lady boxers. I'm sure you have boxers now that come in the facility.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing. They don't care about getting hit.
No,
and they're beautiful. So
the ones we have are guys, so I won't go that far.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to give the scenario with Smoking Jim.
You.
But he did ask a great question. He was down at Morningside playing baseball.
That's it.
We got that. That's something I didn't know we'd dig out of.
Yeah, there you go. Keep digging.
Smoking Jim, do you have another question?
No, sir.
I think that's nipped that in the bud.
Yeah, there you go.
But maybe we'll get a photo with you and Smoking. No, we can't because he does the sweeties for Jimmy.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
all right.
There'll be a guy photo we'll get at the end of everybody that's been on the guest.
That works. That works.
But I put that up, and never is that shared. Never.
Right.
I mean, I emphasize that a little bit, yeah. But we sort of have a little bit of fun with the show, and we got some knowledge. You've been a great guest.
Thank you.
Now, I need that phone number. I'll say it off by heart. 412-437-3001.
You got it.
Smoking Jim, you call. These guys are great. The facility's awesome. When you go upstairs to see it, it's just state of the art.
I have one other quick plug, if that's okay.
Yeah.
That's
why we brought you here.
So we also have our Sports Performance Academy downstairs. So it's our own turf space that we have netted in. It's for baseball and softball.
Wow.
And we're going to do a youth kind of spring training program here pretty soon for 8 to 12
Well, I
year olds.
heard you're doing some pictures and things now.
Oh, yeah. We
weekly.
already do lessons and turf rentals and things like that.
Frankie V.
Frankie
brought
V,
me
there
up
you
to
go.
speed on that.
But we're going to be doing a specific program to help get these kids ready for the season so people don't jump in kind
You
of
want them in
cold turkey.
baseball shape.
Exactly. We're trying to reduce the risk of injury,
I
especially
like
in
that.
these kids. Yeah.
That's what I told Frank I'm all about. We want
Right.
to reduce those injuries.
That's right.
And we want them performing at another level.
Yeah.
Because as they work out and they don't get hurt, guess what? They can do more.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Have you guys ever done a class with a baseball bat for self-defense?
We haven't. We have not done one of those. But
No.
but if we ever do one, I'm going to get you there.
Some of the things that I have to bring up as a disclaimer with him.
Yeah.
He's allowed to ask one question or two questions on our show, but on his other shows, he's interviewing. I just watched a great interview. Mariah Torres, she's a model. She does exercise. She's a new mother. He interviews her on a show, and he's doing all the talking. An hour show.
Yeah.
1 hour show. Shocking. And then he asks you about self-defense with a baseball
with a baseball bat. Hey, whatever
Now,
people are curious about.
He's an NFL scout, Steeler scout. And that puts it in perspective. He's been to a baseball game for an inning and a half.
I gotta protect Joey Porter.
Yeah.
You guys
seem
can,
like he
you
needs
guys
your
can
protection.
crawl around on the field on your knees and wave your arms. And we have serious questions for my man here. He'll go off the reservation with you like he did.
Yeah.
And he did tell you in the future, if they do think of something as idiotic as that they
We'll let
would
you know.
call you in.
That's right.
So I appreciate your quickness. You were a great guest.
Thank you. I appreciate
Hope
it, guys.
you enjoyed the show.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure.
And this will be Wednesday night, 7 o'clock to 8
7
o'clock.
Verizon 32.
Verizon 32.
I got it.
On your DVR.
That's right. I'll have it. Thanks a lot, guys.
Hey, it's great. And you do a lot of things. What I wanted to bring up, Joey Fabus's birthday is coming up. He didn't make it to his 9th birthday. He died in January 2 years ago. I end each show with Stay Joey Strong. You're a huge proponent of Joey Fabus and the fundraising they do. You've given us some bats, multicolored bats, the hats. It's just, can you tell the folks, just to remind them about with the hats and what you do with the baseball team?
I have a team in the Pittsburgh Baseball League. They have a couple different age groups, but the 38 and over is a semi-professional team that we average anywhere between 8 and 11 teams that go through the season. And a couple years ago, I had a sponsor, and we were called the South Hills Brewers. And I was approached by a Bethel police officer named Tom Regatti.
Yeah.
He told me his situation with Joey Fabus, and he contacted this disease called DIPG, which is basically a death sentence for any kid.
Within a year. Within a
Within
year,
a year, you get it, you're done. There's nothing that can save you. So he told me about this little boy and brought him out to the field and said that his goal was to catch with somebody and play some ball, and he wanted to be a baseball player or a police officer. So as I talked
Those are two good choices.
Yes, they are. So obviously, his police officer dream came true. He was sworn in by the local magistrate, Ron Arnone.
Yeah, our friend and
another
guest
great
of our
guy.
show.
Yes, he is. And he even got to write a few tickets out on the force with a couple of the police
He was a
department.
true policeman.
He sure was. And then as far as baseball goes, Derek Jeter was his star. And I showed him a picture of Derek Jeter when he played for the Tarentum Thunder. And it was a red, white, and blue uniform, and he really liked it. And he said, "That looks like the Avengers."
Because he's a
And
big
I
fan.
said, "You like the Avengers?" And he just couldn't get over how the Avengers was every single word out of his mouth. So I came up with an idea, and I said, you know what, I'm going to make a new uniform. We're going to change our name and call ourselves the Allegheny Avengers. And I designed a uniform and the logo of the Avengers, and I showed it to him, and he had the biggest smile on his face, and it's one that still makes the hair curl on the back of my arms because I got to see him smile 2 weeks before he passed away.
That's an amazing thing.
It was incredible to see, him change from this disease. He was
To see a smile on his
yes,
face.
Yes, completely. I don't know how anybody at 8 years old could deal with so much adversity, and he just sucked it in to just not know what was going on, but he still kept trying to live life.
Yeah.
And I breathe that every day, and that's why I back the charity organization. The parents, it's hard for them because they've actually lost
Shout
two
out
kids.
to Cindy and David and their
Cindy
family.
and Dave, yep, Clarissa, Livia,
And you know I'm a
Josh.
positive guy.
Yes.
And most of what I do, if I get down a little bit, I just think about what Joey and the family went
It's
through.
unbelievable.
And the Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation, donate $1. They got events coming up.
Yes,
Check
we
out what's happening with that. I talk about it all the time. Bring Frank Fabus on. He talks about it. We just help promote that. So
We're doing a dinner this Wednesday night at the Olive Garden up at South Hills Village, and it's always welcome for everybody to come. You pay for yourself.
they just did
what
one a
you
little
want.
while ago too.
That was the anniversary of his passing, and that was at Canes in Dormont.
Yeah, I saw
and,
that.
And he would have been 10 on Wednesday, so we're going to celebrate that birthday for him.
No, that's great.
And a lot of events coming up this summer. And we do a
We
bike
do that
run.
5K.
We do the
film
5K run. We do a bike run. We have we're actually going to do a gun bash this August.
Get on.
So that's going to be Larry Shaw, another real good guy.
He's a great guy. The treasurer. He's a great man.
Yes, he's going to put
and
something
his.
on.
I know I'm about promoting sports in Bethel Park, but I'm trying to think where it is. Peters Township or Cannon McMillan girls. His soccer team
Cannon
are
McMillan.
champions.
Yes, Cannon McMillan. 2 years in a row.
They're
Larry's coached
champions.
them. Yep.
I'm working on getting them on here. I almost had them do it one time with the
You have to
the
bring
girls.
bacon. He has to have bacon.
Get up.
Everything he eats is bacon.
Well, they can get bacon
piles
here.
of bacon. So you bring bacon, you'll bring Larry Shaw.
Thanks for the kryptonite. I needed to know what you needed.
Bacon will bring him around.
Wow. I'm glad you stopped in. You've been saying you're going to see the show.
I've missed you guys a couple months because I was down. I had to have some surgery done.
Tell me what you had done.
I had to get a knee replacement.
Wow.
And let me tell you, I'm not even 54 years old yet.
Wow.
So
you young puppy there.
You can call me young, but my body's twice my age. You play as hard as I did, and
you've been through a lot. Something wore out, so now you got a new one.
And I tell you
when
what,
did you get it in?
December 1st.
December 1st.
December 1st, and I'll let you know. Within a week, I didn't wear my crutches anymore. I had no walker, no crutches, and I can thank Allegheny Health Network.
What's this JR doing to you? I want to talk to him about that.
I'm glad I got a chance to come in here and follow up with him. I want everybody to know that this was not arranged. It was definitely just a walk-in, and JR I see twice a week with him and his staff, Frank Velasquez, Tara, and Troy. And
what a facility they have.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I was there.
You walk in and you just go, wow. I mean, your jaw drops.
And they're working on you.
Everybody helps you. You take an elevator, you're right upstairs, and boom, they run you right into the back room, and they're already starting doing what they need to do. And before
did you have the cryo or
cryogenics? The cryo.
I want to try that.
Let me tell you, it's everything that they advertise. Before they started advertising it, I had already talked to Frank about it, and I decided it would be a good idea for me to do it, and he decided to do it before I had surgery. So I went in and actually did it before.
It was
surgery.
cold.
Oh, let me tell you, I went in a man and came out a woman, and it was only for 30. It was only for 40 seconds. That's all I lasted.
This is a family show. Whatever happens, happens. He's answering honestly.
It's cold. It's really cold. I can tell you that. It's cold.
And it helps heal you.
It does. It actually reduced the swelling tremendously for surgery, and then it started to already heal that healing process because it makes your blood circulate so much faster.
I've heard it does that, so that's amazing.
So I listened to Frank tell me about it, and I said, all right, I'm game, let's do it. And then the day after my surgery, I went right back in again.
Wow.
So right back in a day after surgery. They hobbled me in, of course. But it only took me a week. I went 3 times in that week, and I was already shedding away all the walkers, any assistance to walk.
Well, you look great. I saw you walking here, so you're getting around pretty good.
They're doing a great job with me there.
No, that just
I'm at
shows you.
136 degrees on my flexion, and I'm at 0 degrees on my extension already on my knee.
Great.
Wow. So and now they're taking it one step further and giving me the extra strength conditioning to get back into my baseball season. So they're working right along.
Here's what I tell people. My dad passed away about 5 years ago, and he was always in shape. He rode a bike, walked, worked out with weights, and when he got his valve replaced, they said, we'll get him up to walking 300 feet and doing this stuff. I go, you got to get him back to where he was. So I had to meet with doctors because they started letting him walk. They started getting him up to doing a half an hour on his bike. And it's amazing with what these guys and girls can do for you in the facility.
So in a facility like this, what I really like, and JR can attest to this, we're not
calling them back up.
They're not getting you back to get on the couch. They're getting you to where you're beyond that. Your quality of life is important to them. And
bring JR up to co-sign this.
There's a couple other gentlemen in there that they're not athletes, but they've had some surgeries done. Leon, Mike.
Bring the chair. Sit right next to him.
There you go, buddy.
Thanks. I'm back.
Let him explain what he's doing to you.
Yeah, so, Bill's obviously in for physical therapy right now. So we have physical therapy, strength and conditioning, cryotherapy, and then our sports performance academy, all in our space. So Bill's doing our physical therapy right now.
How's he doing at it?
He's doing great. He's working with Tara, right? You're seeing Tara most of the time. We have Tara and Tara Lynch-Dempher and Troy Baxendale are 2 physical therapists up there.
They could be future guests on this show.
That's right, and they're both awesome. They have a strong background in sports performance, which we know we're trying to get Bill back to playing. So
because my point was getting him back to where he was.
Exactly. It's not
because
that's
what people, doctors and people miss that,
mm-hmm.
and that's why I shared my dad's story.
Yeah.
We'll get him up to 300 feet.
Yeah, that's not
I'm like,
that's not
he's
functional.
shuffling around 300 feet.
Right, that's not functional. There's nothing
In 10 minutes on the bike.
Yeah, a lot of people just want to say, oh, well, you're not going to do that again, or why? Well, you can't run marathons
As you might
anymore.
notice,
There's
I'm
no
a little
point.
bit stubborn,
That's okay.
and it sort of worked out.
2 weeks out of surgery, I did the gravity treadmill that they were talking to, and I did it for 2 miles.
The anti-gravity.
Anti-gravity.
The anti-gravity treadmill. That's
We're
right.
trying to get him down to 130.
Is it true that drinking all that bad water in Penn Hills erodes the knees?
It might be. It might be. I think it's better than Flint, Michigan, though.
This is why his questions are limited.
Right.
Because
It's just a
once
couple.
he asked one out and got Morningside out of him. After that, it's been all downhill.
Jim and I have a history since he's from Gateway and I'm from Penn Hills, so that's why he's giving me a little crap.
Gotcha.
And they have had some issues.
So just to finish up,
That isn't the issue. Go ahead.
Bill's gonna transition to what we call our half and half or our 50-50 program.
What
where
does that entail?
That's going to entail both physical therapy and strength and conditioning, all done under insurance. So what he's going to do is come in, he's going to get the hands-on work from the physical therapist, then he's going to come back out into our gym, and we're going to have a customized program written up.
Is he
for him.
ready for that?
That's why he's not doing it yet. No,
This is December 1st.
he's
He
gonna-
got which knee? This is December 1st. It's new.
He's getting there.
He's my
getting
man.
there. Yeah.
Now you got to pump that up a little bit. Easy now.
No, but that's the
We're
plan
good
for him,
friends.
and then
He trusts me there.
Yeah, that's the plan
All
for
right,
him,
that's
and then
enough
we're
of that.
gonna get him back to playing shape.
Well, I got to thank you for helping my friend out.
Oh, my pleasure.
I appreciate that.
We're gonna do everything we can.
And rarely do we give a guest a second appearance on the initial show.
I'm honored. Thank you.
All right, now get out of here.
I'm off. You can pan back in.
Thanks, JR.
So with that, what else do you have to say?
Well, I got to see how much time do we got left, Evan?
Take a breather.
No, I need to know if you can explain what you did out west in 4 minutes,
4 minutes. 4 minutes, real quickly.
because then our show will end.
What you're referring to is minor league baseball. I went out the Pecos
I didn't want to
League.
steal your thunder. I wanted you to say it all.
Pecos League. Was out in the Midwest. I spent a lot of time in Garden City, Kansas last summer. We took
Right
our
in the
last place
heartlands
team.
of America.
Heartlands of the wheat fields and a lot of cattle. And I can tell you that we were running for our lives daily with tornadoes and golf ball size hail crashing
What
our
was
windshields.
that like? Because I can't even imagine
It was probably one of the scariest moments I've ever been in my life.
Really?
You're on a ball field and it all of a sudden hits you. Sirens go off. You're running. You're getting guys into the clubhouse. People in the stands are actually
And this is
watching,
all real.
waiting.
This is- yeah.
Oh, it's all real time. And they stand there, come out of their houses, looking for the tornado to come. And I'm like, Annie M. I want to click my heels and go back to Pittsburgh.
Here's what I would be doing. I'd be looking for the basement that you lower that down.
That's right. You got it. That's exactly correct. But they come out of their houses looking, and then they run and cover. But the hail comes down the size of softballs, bust windshields.
Really?
Oh my goodness, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. As a matter of fact, our
How
one of
did
the
you
sponsors
survive
named
more than a
Skeeters.
month? Skeeters.
His Skeeters Auto Body, they would do a crash of your windshield for the advertisement during the games because somebody's windshield would get busted and then he'd be fixing it. But we took a last place team all the way to first place. We lost in the semifinals.
That's what I wanted to hear.
And that was a lot of fun. And, my theme, and you'll find this kind of funny, both of you, my theme for the team was, Ohana means family. Nobody gets left behind or forgotten. So when we started out the tryouts process and we kept everybody together as a family, even though they got to go to host families to live, they liked the fact that I came up with the word family. So our victory song was "We Are Family." How do you like that?
I love it.
So it was kind of
That's
nice
awesome.
to have that, and I appreciate you guys bringing me on the show.
Yeah. You still got a couple minutes left.
What else do you want to know? You want me to see it do a split? I'm not ready.
No,
No, not ready.
I wouldn't test you. It was only December 1st you got the new knee. So March 1st is coming up
That's
by
great.
then.
That's
Yeah.
great. I'm going to have to take, Smoking Jim out there and let him see what he can do with me with that baseball golf swing.
I coined it because
You got to pay attention too.
I coined it because that's what he got there. He's all show, no go.
Okay. He shows you the swing. I'll show you the Caddyshack hook.
I know you could.
That's what us
You can
baseball players do.
Definitely. You got the eye for that, believe me.
Turn the wrists over.
The players that I talked to on your teams told me how you help them, what a great guy you are, and the
Thanks,
sport
I
of
appreciate
baseball
that.
and what you do. You know, the Fabus family thinks the most of you. It's just awesome. I'm glad to call you my friend.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys are my friends as well.
And I'm glad you come up here to share some of your story here. I hope I didn't
Not like
embarrass
putting me
you.
on the last minute, but that's okay.
Well, I know
Anything I can do to help out my friends.
I know you can handle it.
Thank you, sir.
And you knew all the answers because it's all about you.
That was it. It was pretty easy.
Did I keep it simple for you?
Yes, you did.
Well, thanks again.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
He's harder.
Still appreciate it. I still appreciate it. And we got to end this show.
All right, brother.
Stay Joey strong.